Order submitted.
Okay, good afternoon, folks. I'm a bit late. All right, they missed that higher low there. Just wondering if it'll come back and get me. No, it's not going to, is it? Leg and a leg, higher low. Still I'm a bit late. It's too late now, I think, isn't it? So we got two nice legs, push up, higher low. The move's gone, I think. I don't think it's going to come and get me now, is it? I'm after 3 points. No.
Order cancelled. Order submitted.
That's a shame. That would have given me 3 points, I think. Tick above there. There's 3 points. I'll be surprised if it doesn't push up. Well, actually. It may have pushed through, depending on how you got in. Never mind.
Order cancelled.
Another tick. Yeah, I had to log in as well, bud. Not sure what's going on, to be fair. I logged back in last night because I never took a photo of my chart, so it just kept coming up this Apex investing thing I couldn't seem to get in. So I kind of did a bit of fishing around, and I think it happened to lots of people. There was something wrong with Apex investing or something. I don't know why, whether it was, I thought it might be something to do with the fact that I have that Apex investing tool, that, you know what I mean? Their website. Oh, right. Okay. I tried to delete it. Well, I did delete it and then sort of re-signed in, and it opens quicker, but you've still got to log in, which is a pain. But once I logged in, it does open relatively quick, but hopefully they sort it out. So let's have a look. Did anybody take that? I think a few may have done. High or low anticipated a new high, 12 ticks. Yeah, so a couple of people took it. Anybody take that? Did they that high or low? I don't think it was a terrible trade. It's clearly two legs down. The trouble is I wasn't so sure about this channel. Okay, let's say hello. Speedy, how you doing? Blue Collar, how are you? Jay, how you doing, buddy? Exponential, Jan, how you doing? There's the Apex. I'm not too sure. So I have this Apex desktop assistant. This thing, I'll show you. You probably might have it. You might have it. This thing here. So I have this thing, and when I was going in to clear it, it was coming up with a load of errors. So whether it was that or not, I don't know. But I found out how to install it. You got to install it, and then there's a separate file somewhere to delete. And then I reinstalled it, and then when I open it now, I just log in. But yeah, you've still got to log in, which is a pain. Hopefully they sort it out quick. My trades up to 3 a day with GAT. Wow, I'm happy if I get 3 a week. I am. You did, yeah. Jan, yeah. Do I change my password with the copier? I don't quite know, mate, because I know with my password, I had to go for half a dozen. The trouble is, there's not many passwords in life, isn't there? I had to go for about half a dozen to find out the right one. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I didn't. I remembered my old one. But it is a pain in the ass. Hopefully they sort it out soon. But I emailed Apex, and then I got an email back saying that it's a separate company. Well, I thought it was just, the same company, but just sort of ran sort of separately. So you'd have thought they'd have been able to put it right, or at least, forward the message on to. But I just don't get it. Well, I actually put a post on I think it was Chris Childer's Facebook group, one of the Apex Facebook groups, and I don't even use it. And someone said to me on there, I said, "Anybody know what it is?" And someone said it's the trade copier, and I went, "I don't even use the damn trade copy. How do I delete it?" And Chris Childers blocked the message and then banned me from the site. So I don't quite know what's going on there, but I didn't think what I did was anything bad. I just said I don't even use the damn thing. How do I delete it? And I saw a big red thing up, and then I couldn't get back into the site, so he banned me from his Facebook group. So odd. Apex Invest is completely different. So if I was saying that about a separate thing, why did he ban me from his YouTube channel, from his Facebook group? I don't get it. I always thought I got on all right with him. He seemed always all right to me. Apex are a bit funny, really, if you talk about something to do with Apex. So it could be kind of like that. There's a two-tiered channel there. I know, yeah. I wasn't being nasty. I just went, I don't even use the damn thing, so how do I get rid of it? And I saw a big red mark come on the comment saying it'd been blocked, and then I couldn't get back into the site. Nobody took. No, it is bad, that, isn't it? That if you say something, they could potentially block you or take your money. I don't know. I mean, you've got a right to speak. As long as you're not posting stuff all over social media and making videos about them, I don't see a problem. You've got to talk about it. I wasn't being particularly nasty. I was just saying I don't use it. I use a Replicanto. So I thought if I just delete it, then it might solve the problem. And then he blocked me. I don't know. But yeah, sometimes if you say, and apparently if they're a separate company, how is it saying anything about Apex? I'm bewildered. I always thought got all right with Chris. Seemed fair enough guy to me, but I don't know. Lately, you got to be careful what you say, I think, haven't you? Starting to get a little bit like a dictatorship. You don't get no freedom of speech. I understand if you're going over Trustpilot and writing loads of lies about it. I understand them being a bit like that, but I don't think I did anything wrong. Hey, Darryl, how you doing, buddy? So, is this thing going up? Mind you, we did have if I remember rightly, yeah, we had a fair old couple of pushes down, didn't we? We messed around with this in this sort of area for a while, and then we had that fair size drop. I got to say, I thought that was really going to try and, I mean, it made a bunch of efforts. I thought that was going to flipping rocket, and all of a sudden it came, must have trapped loads of longs. I think it was initially this bit. I was trying to look for, looking for a sort of thing there, and whether traders took that to go long, and that thing just dropped, didn't it? Same again. I thought that was going to push back up and recover a lot of that, but it didn't. So anyway. Okay, I have another evaluation which I got this morning to trade the news at 2. Now, I haven't heard anything, but they must have extended it because I've paid $33 or whatever it is. So it has been extended, the offer, but I've not, I can't see anything on any Facebook group about it. So I just tried it and it came up $33 or whatever it is. Because it was due to finish last night. Let me just see if anything else has been posted. You usually get bombarded, don't you? Showing a high impact news. Yes, it is. Yeah, same here, bud. ISM manufacturing at 2 p.m. UK time, 20 minutes. I'm just going to have a go on the chart above. Have a go on the news on them. I can't see anything that says it's been extended, but it has. It's $30 odd, so I'm assuming it must have been. quick message. So I'm just typing a quick message. Yeah, some people get funny with their Facebook groups. That's kind of why I sort of did one. I thought you want to have somewhere where you can talk openly without being worried about anything blocked or banned or something like that. I think you got to give people the right to air their discrepancies, any problems they may have. Yeah, so Thomas Wade has just posted that right now, so he's thinking the same thing. Yeah, so fits kind of nice, actually. Nice touch here, nice touch here. Fits along that midline, so it looks like a two-tiered channel, leg and a leg. So that worked nice, actually. I just nipped off just to go to the toilet before I came, and I missed that, so I was hoping it would come back. It didn't quite come back enough, unfortunately, which is a shame because that one worked nice. So I'm just quickly gonna have to disconnect my Ninja Trader and then reconnect it. Just passed an eval from Blue Ski. Is it Blue Sky? Never used them before. Blue Sky. I have heard of them. I don't know much about them. I like to try and have some of these new companies to let them run for 6 months just to get a little bit of feedback. They've put you on live at first pair or something. I wonder if there's any benefits to that. Yeah, it's tough on that. Why does that do that? I wonder what the benefits are of going live. Or if there isn't any. I believe Apex, don't they, when you go live with Apex, don't they bundle all your accounts into one lump sum, which I kind of don't like. I like, because obviously when you're seeing larger numbers here, it's going to have a little bit of it's going to have a little bit more effect on you rather than just, risking $250, but have it times 10 or 20 just kind of running in the background. But when you're seeing that in larger numbers. Okay, so leg, break, 2 pushes to a new high. So we're still moving up here. So when's this news coming up? 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to get my evaluation ready. I'm going to do it on the NQ, I think. Tends to have less of a move. Mind you, the last time I did it, it didn't work. The trouble is, I think it's better with CPI because CPI, you tend to get a bigger move. So, you can, I've got it here. You tend to get a bigger move. And if we get a big move like that, even if I put my order up here, I've noticed lately for some reason it whips up and then down or vice versa. And it kind of, so I think it's safer to put it further up here. But unless it's going to have a strong move, it may not even touch you. Let's just get that ready. Custom. So I'm doing it on the NQ, so 65 I'll go for. As long as I go for more than that. It doesn't really matter too much. 10. Okay. OCO order, so I'll get that ready. It's 15 minutes away yet anyway, but I'll drag that in if you want to have a look when I do it. So, possible second entry long here. Be nice to come down and retest this area. Trouble is, going along here makes me nervous after a leg in a leg, because it could come down here. At the moment, see, that NQ, although we are going up, can be a bit rangy. Apex new payout policy begins with this round, or is it the last round? I believe the payments, they were allowing you to go through the normal payment system up to yesterday, I think. But yes, I think I haven't paid too much attention to it because I'm not close to a payment yet, but I believe you can put in for a payment any time you like now. You only have to do 8 days between payments, and 3 of those you can flip. So, you know, if you only manage to get 8 days in and you want to sort of pass it without forcing trades, you can go on to one micro and just have a tick up or a tick down, and it's irrelevant really. You win or lose about $3, so you can flip it for the 3 days. So I believe you can put in for a payment at any time you like now. That's my understanding of it. So we have had that big move down, so I wouldn't be surprised if we recover a lot of this. So I would say let's put a couple of measured legs there and see if we can get up there. I wouldn't be surprised. It is moving up quite nice and steady. The trouble is, when it's quite strong, the ATR is coming down. When it's quite a strong move, sometimes it doesn't come down to here. It does make me nervous taking trades there, that far from the bottom of this channel. So there may be another channel there, something slightly larger. Something. Okay, so in about 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes, I know Top Step takes the profits you have in your account and bundles it into one live account. I don't think there's really any benefit of doing it live apart from the recognition. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, you could obviously change this. You know, when I have the amount in money, but you can have it in points, can't you? So you can't, see the dollar signs. I don't know sometimes whether the dollar signs really help you, not do they? I think sometimes it's better to have nothing that shows monetary value on here, maybe just points. I do it that way, but I don't know whether it's probably slightly more detrimental to have that or not. I don't really know. So we are going to have some regulations coming in the not so distant future, I believe. The trouble is, regulations sometimes can make things a little worse. But I think you need control over things. It's like with crypto, isn't it? More and more regulations are coming in with crypto. It'd be interesting to see what they are. So, news coming up in 8 minutes. So that didn't do much, did it? I mean, if you'd have been long here, it may have triggered you, then stopped you out. I can't remember what ISM manufacturing usually does. I know the CPI seems to be the one that tends to move the most. Let's see, what did that do? That was down here, wasn't it? So, kind of whipped up and down and then again. So sometimes it's not really beneficial to do it unless you know you're going to get a decent spike in one or two directions. Not today, bud, no. Oh, tell a lie, I took one on one of my other accounts. That one there. What I liked about that is you got longs trap there, so leg down, 2 attempts, so it was kind of a failure, wasn't it? So I just did it on one of my accounts. I can't trade the others until 1:30. Just got $300 on it. Trade the YM. $3 this week. Good for you, mate. Finally been trying to pass since January. What a struggle. Yeah, it is. It is, and it can be. So this looks like it's working up nice and steadily. Unfortunately, though, it makes me nervous trading in something like this, especially when it's running up the middle of this channel. All right, when it gets back to the EMA or the midline, I think you're okay to trade, aren't you? But it just makes me nervous when it doesn't come down. I always tend to like the EMA and the bottom of a channel coming into play at the same time. It just makes me feel better. But I know sometimes when you have something like this, even a second entry long here, sometimes Mac marks, even though it's not back at the EMA, but it's in a channel. He did say to me once, the channel's more important. I kind of feel the other way around. It might be just a psychological thing. Trouble is, you never quite know if this thing is going to come down and bounce here. I was just looking on the Thomas Wade's forum to see if he had any type of other channel going on there. Something like that. I don't think that's terrible, is it? It is working, isn't it? So second entry long down here, maybe not terrible. Trouble is, we've got the news in 4 minutes. Oh, buddy. Not only that NQ is right at the top of the channel, so ordinarily when we're up here, you'd expect this to come back. Which means we could come down this way. It's getting a little bit too close to this news now, isn't it? Which would be a shame if you got a second entry long down here. It's typical, isn't it? Yes, I am, bud. on this chart here. I'll bring it in when I do. I've got my OCO order ready. In fact, I'll leave it here now. Let's okay, so I've got my 10 contracts, double check, 65 ticks.
Order
right.
submitted.
So
Order
it hasn't
submitted.
worked the last couple of times I've done it. But before that, I couldn't seem to get it wrong. So we got 2 minutes. So where is this likely to go? There is liquidity here, so I try and keep a bit more distance now to try and keep out of that initial whip, but if it doesn't push steep enough, it may not even catch me. What's going on there? Oh, let's get that back quick. So there is a second entry long. I don't like that though. It's too far from that EMA for me. It's more sideways. So how long we got? 1 minute. So let's bring this in a bit tight. I'm guessing sometimes it just speeds up the normal momentum. So this may come down. So I may put this a little bit lower here. We got 45 seconds. So I may put that there above all this and bring that down to about there, maybe. I might get caught in this whiplashy stuff though. We'll have to see. Put that a bit higher. Okay, we've got about 20 seconds. I think I've got it too close, but I don't think this has a massive move, so we'll see. I better open it up a bit, just a little bit. 2000 tick chart in the NQ. Yeah, there's less distance that's got to move on here, so I find this a bit easier. Okay, here we go.
Order
Right at the
filled.
top of that channel now. Why is it not opened? It hasn't opened a... What's it order, is it? It's going to take me out anyway. Bound to. Come on, get out. Right to the top of the channel now, so you'd think it would come down. Come on. So it did nothing really. Come on, get down. I don't have much success with this lately. Come on, down.
Order filled.
Oh well. That didn't work. I just don't have any luck with them for some reason. Wherever I seem to get in when I'm trading them aggressively, they just seem to, it just doesn't work. Okay, that's done anyway, so I can forget about that now. Get back to trading these. It's weird, isn't it? I don't seem to have any luck with them lately. It wasn't long ago I couldn't get them wrong. Okay, so we've got a channel, leg and a leg. Carlo, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? So we had a little bit of a spike, nothing. I'm only going to trade those now on CPI. It's the only one that seems to move a decent amount. That's just wasn't even worth it, that really. So leg and a leg. How's this going? Yeah, it was. Just opened my first Apex account. Wish me luck. Good luck, Doug. Good luck. Nice to get your first account, but whatever you do, if things don't go as well as you think, don't beat yourself up. It does take time, so just take your time and do as good as you can. It's all a process, a learning process. So you'll be right. Don't rush. Yeah, that's the key. So I'm assuming it's an evaluation. Whatever you do, don't aim to try and get a PA. So many people, including me, did everything they can to try and get to a PA. If it's your first one, it's a learning process. It takes time. Don't even think about the PA. Just think about building up some consistency. And not only that, you can go through those like nobody's business. You can. So be really careful how much money you put into it. Do one at a time. Like they say, one contract. Nice and simple. Just aim for consistency. Forget the money. The money will come in time. Just go for consistency, and only ever do one at a time. Don't get 1, 2, 3, 5, or try and get up to multiple evaluations. It's not worth it. One's enough. That way, if you blow it, you only blow one. Okay, so yeah, oh god, yeah, you can create terrible habits for yourself, and they can be really hard to get out of. Honestly, forget the money. Just aim for consistency. The money will follow. All you'll do is throw a ton of money away if you don't, and you don't want to do that. Most of us knows what it feels like. It's very hard to get it through to someone when they're new. I didn't listen. I thought I knew best. There may be something a little bit shallower there, so it's hard to say. See, Taylor hasn't got this big. He's just got that channel, and this one. So we've got a break, 2 legs down, and a push above that EMA. In this long, it came back into the mid-range. See, some haven't even got that channel. I am aware that it may not be what I want it to be. 5 points to the top there. See, it is something like that, aren't you? Yeah, my only concern is there. Well, there was nothing there for me. Is we have another leg down to here. If this is a channel. Two legs down and then up. High or low might have been an option, but we just got nothing really, unfortunately. When you're looking at this, yeah, I'm just not a fan of the bar. I'd want that to tick below, really. Well, I tend to wait for the high or low just in case we have this other leg down. You just never quite know, do you? You went there somewhere, didn't you? Okay, let's see how this looks. Dragon news. News, exactly. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. CPI I think is okay, but I'm not bothered on anything else bar the CPI again, I don't think. Oh, no. Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get a higher low there. I mean, if that had been a better bar, a little bit of a wick, couple of legs down. Okay, in fact, If I put that accurate, we're probably there, ain't? Well, maybe not. Let's have a look. Okay, right up to that measured move. Beautiful. So let's put that down there. I think now that's probably going to work a bit better. Close, close. I'm actually starting this very similar to how we did yesterday. A real long, consistent trip down. We're kind of starting to look like we did yesterday. Mm-hmm. Trying to think where we could go. We've been up to this level, haven't we? Yeah, so they have extended the 80% off. It was due to finish last night. I've managed to pick one up this morning. It doesn't say nothing on the website, but so yeah, there's nothing on there as yet. I can't see anything on the Facebook groups either. So when the new rule's supposed to kick in, I believe so, yeah. 8 days, yeah, 8 days, and you can flip 3 of them. 3 of them, yeah. Which, the trouble is, doing it every 10 days, it means if you want 2 payouts a month, you've got to trade every day, and we don't always trade every day. I don't know whether everyone's feeling it. I mean, every trader I tend to sort of watch or talk to or whatever are saying there's not as much setups as there used to be. Why that is, I don't know. Just maybe the time of year, maybe. Things have changed a little bit. But 8 days, I think, is okay. And you can flip 3 of them. So you've only really got to trade 5 days. So if you don't take a trade in a day, you can just open a micro and have 1 tick long, 1 tick short, and either win or lose a tick on a micro, which is after fees, a couple of dollars. It's neither in or there. At least that way you can get up to a payment if you only trade 8 days. So I think that's a good idea, I think. So there are some new things that come in. I think it's okay. I like the fact that we can do that. It doesn't force you to have to trade every day then. You know, some people are taking 2 payments out every month. At least it gives you the option. Because with 10 days, that gives you the equivalent of about 2.5 trades a week, even for 1 payment a month. That might not always be the case, depending on what the markets are like. But I think that's a better idea, allowing you to flip a little bit. But I think the 750 max dollar risk, I think, is a good idea. That'll stop people risking a bit more than they should. I mean, in all honesty, with a $2,500 drawdown, if you're risking $750 on a trade, you're risking 30%, which you would normally never, ever do. You trade every 50. I'll look back on some of my older charts, actually. Let me have a look at some. What we'll do up the top here. Where's some of my charts? I've saved my charts going back years, actually, going back about 3.5 years, I think, when I started. Let's have a look. So some of my earlier charts, July, I didn't change do them initially, so they're going back. It's about 3.5 years there, I think. So a quick look at some of them. So there we go. There's one of them there. So obviously some of my trades were a little bit, so we got a break, fail second entry short there, second entry short there, although I wouldn't normally take that now. Failure, it isn't actually, but there you go. Let's pick another. Have a look at this one. Would I take that one now in an uptrend? Yeah, I would. I'd take that now. That one I wouldn't, because, well, it's in the middle of nowhere. The failure there, would I take that? Probably not. It's congested. 2 legs down, 2 legs up. Hard to say. I wouldn't take that. So I think a lot of it, although I did more trades, weren't necessarily good setups anyway. So as you get better and you take less setups, I wouldn't have taken that for starters. I wouldn't have taken that either. We are coming down, but so yeah, maybe it's a fat. Let's have a look at one more. That one. It's definitely good to have a look back and just see the sort of crap you used to take. See, I'd have never have taken that one in a million years. Way too far. We've already got a new low. That one, what did I marked? That one I wouldn't have taken. Way too congested. That one, Christ no. Although it worked. So half of these, they worked. But I'd have never taken trades now. So let's have a look at that one. Second entry short. Probably not. That one sideways. I don't know. Maybe not. So yeah, a lot of these. I'd probably take 1 in 3. I think. But it is worth looking back. Right. So it's hard to know whether this. So let me have a look. Let's see what people are thinking. You still have your 5-minute break overlay. 5-minute break overlay. What? I'm not sure what you mean there, Tone. You might have to enlighten me a bit there, bud. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have. I don't know how the hell that got on there. Must have left it from yesterday. Where is it there? Ah, got you. Thanks, mate. I wasn't sure you were about then. Keep calm. Yeah, I got you. Must have just left it yesterday. I'm just looking to find out what people are losing. So Matt has got that as well. So let's have a quick look. So he's got that. Now he's changed it a bit. Thomas Wade's got that. Is that the same as mine? I think it might be. So that. Yes, it is. Okay, so he's got it pushing through there, hasn't he? So yeah, he's got the same. Okay, so that's good. It's nice to just see. How long have you been trading? From a complete beginner, will be 4 years next month. But trading this strategy, 3.5 years next month. I spent 6 months from a complete beginner, never ever having anything to do with trading in my life, which I started trading currency. Not because I chose currency, I just happened to watch a guy. I used to do something called matched betting, which spend a bit of time at the computer, and it's just taking advantage of the free bets the bookmakers give you. So they'll say something like, what did you start with? I started trading currency with this guy. You probably heard of him. He's an absolutely lovely guy. This guy here, Andrew Lockwood, and he started a company teaching traders. I forget what it was called now. But he worked in the trading pits in London in the 80s and worked for various different city banks around the world. And I think around about the 2000s, Andrew Lockwood, his name is, around about the 2000s, he was over in Singapore and he set up their systems when it more went computerized. Have I tested this strategy? I haven't, but I believe from what I'm told with Mac, who taught us this, you can trade this on any chart in any time frame. It works exactly the same, so I'm led to believe. But I have tried this on the CL, which is oil. I've tried it on Bitcoin, just for a bit of fun. I've tried it on the NQ, the ES, and something else. But I believe it works. Price action works on any chart on any time frame. So, for instance, if I flicked over to, let's say, the 10,000 tick chart, it should work exactly the same. Obviously, you've got less setups. There's a higher low there work. So, I mean, look, it looks exactly the same. It's waiting for a setup. There you go. Perfect, absolute perfect second entry short there. That was sort of yesterday. I say absolutely perfect. Depends where you look from. But that is the type of second entry short we trade. And that's an absolute beauty. Right at the key entry point right there. 2 attempts to push higher. Bearish bar. Worked beautifully. This is the 10,000 tick chart. So it works the same again there. Another second entry short. I'm not a fan of these bars when they're the same as the one, but it is a second entry short, and it did work. So yeah, it works exactly the same. Well, apparently I've heard Max say if you get rid of the time and all the details on here, you wouldn't know the difference whether you were looking at a daily chart or an hour or a 15-minute chart. That's what I'm led to believe. So it's working in that channel exactly the same. So, but Mac, who I learnt this from, most of you know Mac, some of you may not, from priceactiontradingdissystem.com. He's been trading now, I'd say, it's got to be 28 years, the best part of 30 years nearly, I suppose, and he's consistent. Lives in the US, in the South somewhere, I think. I'm not sure where. He's got a real Southern accent, but he's a very calm guy, really nice, genuine guy. And if you wanted to learn the way he trades, it cost $125 per year. It's ridiculously cheap. And if someone's charging you $125 a year, he's not ripping you off. I can tell you that for certain. You can pay thousands to learn certain courses doing this stuff. So I was trading currency or learning to trade currency. I found it quite complicated because the thing about currency, you got your different, obviously your different currency pairs. I think you got your 6 majors and God knows how many minors. And we were trend followers. So we would use a piece of software which would find a strong currency and trade it against a weak currency. And hey presto, you got a trend. And we trade with, I think we use 3 different EMAs, the 8, the 15 or 13 and the 21. And if price came back into the 8, but didn't close below the 15, we would take a trade and stuff like that. It was pretty straightforward, but all these strategies are, but the tricky bit is applying them to the correct context. That's context. That's the real skill. Learning this, you can teach someone what a second entry is in 2 minutes, but it's applying it just at the right time and in the right direction. It is the real skill that takes time. So when I was trading currency, I had charts everywhere coming out my ears, and there's so much going on and so much going on in your head. And I saw these 2 US guys trading one time frame, one chart, and after what I've been doing for 6 months, this was an absolute refreshing. All you got to worry about is just this one screen all day, and that's what I kind of started. I spent a couple of months watching those 2 guys, and I was about to pay for the course, $300 for Michael Chin's course. I was literally ready to click the button, and I just thought I'd Google it. I don't buy a toaster without Googling it or YouTubing it. You do the same, yeah. I think, to be honest with you, I think they, to a degree, they probably did Mac a favour in the long run. They introduced a lot more people to Mac's strategy. So I think in the long run, it may have worked out better for him in a way. But I think they were rebranding it and nicking some of his material, which is a no-no, really. You know, teaching someone to trade a strategy you've learned from someone else isn't a problem. It's fine. I know Marco does it, but when you're nicking his material and still asking him questions while you're doing that, it's not very nice, is it? And then when I started to Google this system, I was led to Mac, and he charged me the tiny sum of $125 for a year, and I've never looked back. you know, I owe a lot of thanks to him. He's introduced me to this, and for an absolutely tiny sum. And he's been putting 4 YouTube videos on every week for the last 13 years now. So he's an absolute lovely bloke. He really is. Top resources, Mac and someone's weight. Absolutely. I'm not on Mac's at the moment, but I have had 2 years with Mac over the last 3.5. And what I'll do now and again is go back. I think it's always good to go back to the basics. And you know what it's like. You could watch a video 3 or 4 times and watch it a year later and you'll learn something you never learnt then. So like that lower high. Yeah, I was just looking for see if we can get a couple of legs down, but we're actually working nice. That it's fitting nice, that channel, and that is close enough to fit in right. But yeah, you probably expect that to come down to, yeah, I've got no issues with aggressive trades. I mean, thinking about it realistically, it's pretty likely going to come down to here, and it's not a big risk, so I got no issues with gut feeling trades. But no, Mac's a lovely bloke, he really is, and he's put a lot into this, and for a small amount. So when you know, I consider myself lucky because I've got in with a guy who's genuinely trying to help me for a very small fee. But there are guys out there ripping people off. You know, they learn to trade a bit. You know, they do a couple of years, they can't make any money, so they want to teach the strategy to someone else so they can make money out of it. You know, because knowing how to trade and being able to trade often can be 2 different things. You know, we can all show someone what a second entry is and a failure. It doesn't mean you've got the, you know, it doesn't mean you can trade really. Internet's full of, absolutely, yeah. I mean, when I started looking around, you know, when you first learn something, you flood your brain with YouTube stuff, don't you, just to see what's out there. And there's that many. See, it does it a bit, doesn't he? I'm not saying he rips you off or anything like that, but who's the guy with the multicoloured glasses? What's his name? He does a course or something, and he comes on there with the Lamborghini in the background and all that sort of stuff. What's his name? He's a streamer as well. You guys know, I mean. He's a little bit like that. Just comes on showing Ricky. What's his name? What's his name? Ginger hair, and he usually has a Lamborghini in the background, doesn't he, or whatever, on some of his things. I forget his name now. It's in Arizona, Trades NG. I'm not sure, but he's often streaming. But yeah, I think someone told me if someone's trying to sell you a package and they're showing you pictures of Ferraris and stuff like that, then, you know, be a little bit cautious. But Mac never talks about money, and you'll hear him repeatedly telling people this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, this takes time, it's a real skill. And people who see, sometimes when people are trying to sell you something, they tell you all the great things, you know, you can be doing, all the lifestyle you can be having, and yeah, that is a possibility, but they fail to tell you about how bloody hard it is. And the trouble is, they just tell you what you want to know. Yeah, what's his name? It's not Trays by Matt, it's the other guy. What's his name? He's a little bit flashy like that. He seems to have a good following, though. I am a... What's it of his? Bloody name now. Not Trays by Matt, it's the other guy. Trays by Matt seems okay, he's a down-to-earth guy. I forget the guy, he'll come to me. He's selling a course lately, but he comes on in the flashy glasses. I can't think. Ginger hair guy, anyway. What's missing from it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Whose pictures? Patrick Whelan, that's the one, yeah. Whose picture am I using? It ain't me, mate. Put it that way. Are you on about on the thumbnail? No, it's just if you sign up to Canva, and Canva is it's just a piece. I'll show you. It's just a piece of software. Let me have a look. Canva's a piece of software you use. Yeah, there's my thing there. That guy there, he's just one of the random templates that, trust me, I'm not that good looking, mate. That's me there. But he's just some random guy. If you go into the templates, there's him. There's a bunch of others. There's him. These are just stuff I've done over the last couple of years. But no, I don't know who he is. He's just some random guy that comes along with one of the templates. No, I'm not that good looking. No, the guy I think, Patrick Wheeland. No, Nutty. Alpine's okay. Nutty's an absolutely lovely guy. Alpine, yeah, he talks about his car, but he's not what I would consider a flashy type guy. Patrick Wheeland's a little bit flashy. He has that Lamborghini sometimes in the background, and then he comes over with the mirror glasses and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, someone told me if anybody's trying to sell you something and they're showing you stuff like that, just be a bit cautious. Rodian, how you doing, my friend? How's the other side of the world about now? What about Gorilla? Penguin, absolute genius in my opinion. Gorilla, he doesn't trade anymore, I don't think. Well, he might trade, but he doesn't have his... I liked him. He did what I kind of wanted to do. He goes for bigger moves, and that's kind of what I wanted to try and move towards, getting more points. So I used to watch some of his videos. In fact, I went to sign up to watch him. Doing good, warming up over here. Yeah, I bet it is, mate. I bet it is. Yeah, he had a trading site, and in fact, he came on the stream one day, and he was having a chat on the stream. I liked him. I liked his kind of methodology. And that's how I wanted to try and get better at reading the markets, and then like when we have a leg up here and a couple of legs back, buy and hold for the tops and kind of get a bigger move. Yeah, no, he's not. In fact, somebody mentioned to me, I asked a question on, I think it was Thomas Wade's forum. As another solid trader, Thomas Wade is another nice guy. Nothing flash about him, just nice and sensible. I think it was on his forum I was chatting to, and someone said he trades under some other name, but I YouTubed it and nothing came up. There's something trader there. I forget what it was called, but I liked him. I liked what he had to say. And I liked his balls being able to enter here and just let it go. Top Step, I have tried following some of their coaches. Yeah, they have like a bit of a teaching side to it, don't they? But I've not looked at anything. They never teach anything. Most likely assume that you know the strategies. Yeah. What I will say is any strategy really is just based on an entry and an exit. You can kind of make your own strategies up when you've been trading a while. But I did hear an experienced trader saying, or, one of the better known ones saying, it's very, very rarely the strategy that's the problem. It's I think I read the other day, someone said that the main problem about trading is the trader, or the something about trading is the trader. I forget how they worded it, but the trouble is we're human beings that kind of work on emotions, and that, when you're talking about money, is usually a problem, isn't it? Which is why it takes so damn long to change your mindset. Let's see what happens here then. So, channel break, new low. Of the learning material on top set, it's build a live trades. No, some people just put some content on there just to kind of fill the gap, if you know what I mean. So that would work. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, but this thing could just come down, couldn't it? Yeah, some people just kind of, I don't know, try and give you something just to sort of, I don't know, fill the gap, really. Oh, Sam, how you doing, buddy? Good morning to you. So I'm going to rethink this in a minute. Let me just have a look at the 10,000 tick chart, see if that's any clue. Okay, 10,000 tick chart, that's fitting okay. So this may just be a break. I think that fits okay, I think. It is a leg in. I mean, it could be a channel and then a channel with a breakdown. So sometimes assuming it's just one continuous big, it's not always the case. Let's have a look. Well, Mac's chart looks nothing like this. Yeah, Mac has some odd charts sometimes. Does he have something like that? Something odd like that. He does have some unusual charts, Mac does. Which I don't quite get, but he obviously knows what he's doing. You can't even describe it. I'm wondering if he's got something like this. Is he incorporating this somehow, is he? I don't know. Two different legs. Yeah, I think he's probably right there, mate. Especially now we've got this. So there's definitely a leg there. And I was beginning to sort of think about this bigger channel. Has he got something like that, has he, with an overshoot? Actually, it may not be an overshoot. Yeah, there may be a small one. That's the first one. Second is a spike and channel from here. So has he got something like that, has he? Ah, right, okay, I'm guessing he probably had that, did he? Black shot, yeah, he does have it. I think you have to go with, I think, what kind of feels right to you. I'm guessing it might be something like that, is it? So, yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. See, what I tend to do if I'm unsure is I just tend to look at on Thomas Wade's forum and see what the... I can't see none of your guys' charts, see, can I? And just see what the general thought is. And they're kind of thinking the same thing. Taylor's got it like that. Thomas has got it like that. Price has got it like that. That's the 10,000. So they're kind of aiming in that kind of direction. He's got it slightly different with this down. So if I'm not sure, I just tend to, because sometimes it can be a bit hard to tell, can't it? But what I will say, even if we haven't... In fact, do you know, sometimes if you're not sure, you're best off getting rid of it all and starting again. So let's do that. So we've got a channel here with an overshoot, a little channel with overshoot, because we are looking at the small time stuff, really. Even though the bigger channel is telling us we're going up, we can clearly see that anyway. So I think sometimes you're best off getting rid of it, a lot of it, and starting again. But I'd say that's definitely something right. And then channel, couple of pushes up, bit sideways, 2 drops down, a leg with the break, push up and bounce, and we're moving in here, a bit of an overshoot, channel down, break, 2 pushes to a new low, so something like that. Whether that's there or not, maybe. So sometimes it can get a bit like this, individual ones. I have a habit of trying to get it to try and fit. Although it's okay, but I think sometimes if you're not sure, you're best off getting rid of it and trying to start again. You wish list items here. Would you be comfortable taking longs here? That's a good question, that is. I'm not sure, mate, at the moment. I'm not. You can clearly see it's going up. but it's, I think, what Matt considers a very strong trend when there's lots of little bars slowly going up. But then we had this. So depending on what type of channel you've got there, having this, I think it wouldn't likely push up and retest these highs, but I can't necessarily find something I'm really happy with. Maybe that. Trouble is, if you get it wrong, you can be trading in the wrong direction. So I don't think that looks terrible. But at the moment, I'm just sitting tight until I get some sort of direction. What I'd like is if to push above that EMA and start working up. You know, something like that, and then maybe pull back or a couple of legs back and try and catch it on the way up or something. But what time is the London close? I think London isn't it 8 or 8:30 until, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, because I don't trade it. Talking about times, I haven't got that on here. I thought some was missing. I'm pretty sure London opens at either 8 or 8:30. Earlier than I thought it would. I thought in this country they can be quite lazy. So I'm thinking maybe 9 o'clock. But I believe it's either 8 or 8:30. So I'm assuming maybe if it's 8:30, maybe to 4:30, something like that. But I've never traded the FTSE. I don't even, can you trade the FTSE with Apex? I'm not even sure you can. See whether this is a channel we had a break, 2 pushes to a new low, or whether it's something like this, in which case we've had an overshoot. So I'm guessing, however this is looking, we're clearly moving up, which is obvious. Second entry long after the break. There's a higher low there. I'm waiting for a push up and then a couple of legs back. Just in case. Depends how you got this, because that looks like a channel with an overshoot. Lower high. I think you took that, Brand, didn't you, after that overshoot, which came down quickly and then started falling. I couldn't entertain going long until we get clearly above this and then maybe come down and retest something. Just in case. It could be going a bit sideways, that. So the simple answer is, if you're not sure what's going on, just sit tight. And I'm not sure at the moment. My gut is telling me after this, with the break, we're quite likely to retest these tops at some time. But having such a big move up, we don't often have a break and then push straight up. We usually kind of take the scenic route, as someone described yesterday. It was the same with that yesterday. We seem to have I think it was here, the channel was here, everyone was looking at the channel there, something like that, and we had a break and came straight down, which it rarely does. So then if it does that straight away after a break, it's quite likely that the channel's a little larger. So then everyone adjusted their channels to there, which kind of worked as well. So it did fit. Otherwise, it wouldn't have pushed down that quick if it had been a break. And then obviously we had a break there and had 2 legs down. It still came down relatively quick, 2 legs down. But then it went sideways. I bet there was a lot of traders trapped going long here because this thing tanked. But after this big move down and a little bit of sideways, I was still certainly convinced the market was going to recover a lot of that, but it didn't. So often when we've had such a big move up, I notice it does take the scenic route, comes down, maybe has a couple of legs down, goes a bit sideways, and eventually starts to work up. Yeah, well, I was looking at Thomas Wade's forum yesterday, and someone said, I've been talking about it, and someone else mentioned on there, it's not often we have a break and comes down straight away. It usually takes the scenic route, and it usually does. It messes around going sideways, gives us a couple of fake outs, and eventually works its way up. It seems the bigger the move up, the more the messing around before we eventually push straight up. So, but it depends how you have this. There's always a way. There's always a possibility. This could be. It could come down. It's certainly possible. Found out price trends to pull back at previous measured move. It could bounce back or fell there and go sideways. Yeah, it's certainly starting to look sideways, isn't it? If I bring that down to there, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, nice. And there as well. So, see, as we've had this, I'm not saying anything because in fact, Thomas Wade's taken a surely not. Thomas Wade took a short there. That's unusual. His chart's quite different than mine. Pretty sure it's that. This leg down. He took a short there. I mean, it did work. But it certainly wouldn't look like a short on my chart. Channel. To me, channel overshoot. 2 pushes down. You'd expect to move up. He had that like that. With a break, possibly expected a new low. I haven't got anything. Use 1,000 ticks. Is that a 1,000 tick chart, is it? Let's ask him. No, sure. Oh, yeah, it is. Strange. Nothing like mine. No, it's a 2,000 tick chart he's got there. See, I'm surprised he opened that up like that. To me, it was surely like that, wasn't it? See, Thomas Wade's got it the same. He's got it like that. With an overshoot. So, yeah, I'm surprised he took that. Well, someone else took it. Well, I mean, it didn't look. Well, I had nothing. There's no way you'd have gone short there, is there? Strange. Same again. Overshoot. 2 legs down. You think up. Thomas Wade never took it. Unusual. Someone said textbook second entry. Not on mine. What did I say? Yeah, I meant Marco. Sorry. No, but I went. Yeah, Thomas Wade never had it either. He had it like this with an overshoot. Yeah. I mean, this could always be a leg and then down. But my gut feeling now is it's likely to go up, which is why I wouldn't have considered shorting there. So if I did open this up, see if you open that up like that, well, we had an attempt to make a new low, but maybe a leg and a leg, but this looks to me like it's about to take off. Yeah, I don't see how you can automatically open that up straight away. So this is the 10,000 tick chart, which is working nice up there. We got a channel down there. You may call that a break and a new low. It's kind of an all-in-one, isn't it? And then we pushed up strongly above that EMA, so... Yeah, so someone said textbook second entry. Didn't look like it to me. Does your guy's chart look like mine, or does mine look slightly different? I did reload my data. Same, like yours. Yeah, strange. He's got quite a bit different. Well, a couple of them have. See, I still don't think I'd have taken that personally. After this break, I wouldn't be thinking about going short. This, to me, really at the moment looks like an overshoot. Different than mine. You're good. Mine looks like yours, same. Like Thomas Ways and Trade. Yeah, sometimes they can look a bit different, but it's like their second entry. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit different. Let's have a look at my other chart. Yeah, see, my other chart doesn't. Different. See, I've got this one as well. See, that to me looks like a channel. It's fitting nice on the top, and that looks like an overshoot. So, like that, I'd expect a bigger correction or reversal. This is kind of it. So, I'd have never have taken that one. Although technically it's a second entry, it just looks like one leg up to me. But I suppose if your chart's different, you can take it. Does anybody know if you can trade the FTSE with Apex? Looks like my other chart, but I changed my days to 17 and unchecked it. Yeah, I've got this one. Unchecked. I usually keep this one day. I found when I was flicking for some reason between the 10,000 and the 2,000 a daily, it was just freezing up a bit. So I've just got it down to 1 day. My understanding, it shouldn't make a difference. Let's switch it over to 3. Let's see if it makes a difference. Only CMS products. Okay. It's, CMS. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. CME products, yeah. It's a shame, really, isn't it? What's this like? This doesn't look any better. That's a little bit clearer now. It is a little bit different, but I still wouldn't have taken something like that. Days to load make a big difference. Do they really? Oh, I didn't think they made a difference. Perhaps they do. Potentially Comex. Franz, how you doing, Franz? But you need tread. I got you. Okay. Try 17 and see. Let's have a look. It's all right, just checking. There's nothing there. There isn't at the moment. So 17. Still loading. So this is when it can slow your machine up. Mind you, I haven't got a slow machine. It shouldn't be slow, I don't think. It's a Ryzen 7 3800X, 32 gig of RAM. Can hear me a thing whirling away there. That certainly looks a bit different. That doesn't really. Slight difference there. That is a bearish bar, although it's actually on the EMA. That it still wouldn't look like a short to me, that, because it really looks like a leg up. Especially after, I mean, that looks like a channel. There's no issues with that as far as I'm concerned. That's fitting nice. That to me is an overshoot, 2 pushes down, so I'd expect to move in this direction, which we did. But obviously this came down enough. But no, I wouldn't have thought about taking that. I wouldn't be thinking about a short after all that just yet. I'd have to sit tight. You can trade CBOT, CME, Comex, NYMEX. NYMEX, well, the Asian markets, isn't it? I was just thinking something to trade outside normal US time, although I kind of like the trading times. I'm not sure what's on. See, I suppose it would be UK markets that I thought of. That way, if I wanted to trade earlier on in the day, I could trade that, maybe have a small session on that, and then move over to these US times. Trade gold. I'm assuming you can trade gold anytime, can you? Traded oil before, but that's US again, isn't it? Is that US markets? Well, US times. I traded the CL for a few months, actually. I think it was, what's his name? Someone from Max Forum trades 1,000 tick chart. Trades oil on the 1,000 tick chart. Seemed to be doing right. I did it for a while, but I found because of the concentration on this, I was focusing on another chart, and I ended up making a bit of a mistake. So channel break, new high. Maybe we get a second entry long here. I wouldn't automatically take that. I'd wait for a higher low. Yeah, just in case here. Just wonder if there is something bigger as this is coming back. Possibly. Maybe just from there, eh? Not sure about that. Thomas Wade's got it, but his fits that nicely. Sometimes he stretches it out there. That helps. Or does it? No, he has. He's gone over that a little bit, so... Yeah, second entry long here with a higher low, I think would interest me. That's a leg, a little bit of sideways, another leg. Let's get an order ready, just in
Order
case.
submitted.
Plenty of room to the top. Just check we're not in the top of a range or anything. I can't see anything there. There is a second entry long there. They always make me nervous there, just in case you get a second leg down. Sometimes it'll trap that and then come down for a second leg. So I may sit tight here. Because there is some vacant space and it may come down and retest this. So I'm probably going to leave this. Not only that, it's a little bit congested there, just a little bit. And that often makes a difference. So I kind of hope it doesn't set up. Right, great, that's good. So if we can get a second leg down here, maybe drop a tail out, clip this, and then push up bullish. I think I'd like that. This is only really a first attempt to go higher, so it's not like we've come back and we're on another go, so... I think I might have to go for that, I think. Oh, it's a tough choice, that one. I'm going to leave that, wait for a higher low. It's a little bit congested there. It may work, but I think I'd probably like to wait for the higher low, I think. Goes you long. It's a little bit congested there, and that just made me a bit nervous there, so I could try and get it on the limit order. It hasn't gone up that far. We could get another leg down here. The retesting this is in my mind, see? If I'm not sure, I'm quite happy to stay out of it. It's just that doji that I'm a little bit concerned about. And not only that, it is a little bit congested along there. It's fine. It's no issues. I'm up a couple of trades this week, so that's plenty for me. I'm up just under $600 per account this week. I'm more than happy with that. But a higher low, that would interest me. If I'm not sure about the second entry long, I'll go for the higher low. But I'm happy. You've got to be strict and you've really got to stick to your guns on it. And it's very easy just to get swayed. And I've done it before. I've gone, oh, I'll give it a go. And it triggers you and stops you out. So I tend to be more of an all or nothing. So I tend to wait. If it had been if it had gone slightly lower and been just slightly different, I'll have had a go. But that to me is also, and it can affect it. It's a little bit congested there. It's going a bit sideways, so you don't know whether it's going to trigger you. And then leg, sideways, and leg. So it could trigger that, come up a couple of ticks and push down for 2 legs down, and could give you a beautiful bullish bar here to go long, because this could come down to there. See what I mean? Touch. So we certainly could have a leg down sideways and a leg down. And sometimes if you get a bit premature, it will trigger you, come right down here, stop you out, and then give you a beautiful bullish bar there. So I tend to
Order
avoid that.
cancelled.
Stalking the file second entry long, yeah. See if we can get a higher low. So my only slight concern with this is we've got a bit of vacant space here, and that could slip into it. And after this big move up, this isn't pushing up like I expected it to. And not only that, it is such a big move, we could get something like this. We could get something like that, a leg and a leg, and then a move up. So sometimes there's loads of balls in here. Sometimes this thing will flush down and then start working down and then eventually move up. That's what I mean by the scenic route. I mean, that's scenic enough, to be honest with you. But with such a strong move up like that, I mean, look at that big move down there. I mean, this thing was itching to go up, wasn't it? But it just tanked. So I'll never assume anything anymore. I'll wait for a setup in the right direction. If it doesn't meet me needs, I'll just leave it. I've learned over time, if something's telling you to stay out is by far the best option. Irrelevant whether it works. It's irrelevant. Just because an iffy trade works doesn't mean you can jump into it next time. So I've just learned the hard way that you have to follow your rules, and if it doesn't meet it, just bin it. See, looking at this other chart as well, I wouldn't have taken that. It's just congested. It's a bit more clear there. You can see it's congested, but it's sideways, so you just don't know whether we're going to have a leg, sideways and a leg. So I've got no issues. It doesn't bother me leaving them at all. Not at all. I know Thomas Wade left it. He left it, I think. Let's have a look. I'm sure he said, damn you, Doji. Yeah, so he stayed out because the Dojis don't necessarily put me off. Because although it's a doji, it's still pushed down and pushed up. So it's still bullish. But you don't know it's going to do that. You know, we've got this space here. That is a perfect space for a leg, sideways, and a leg. That will be an absolute beautiful correction to push higher. So it don't bother me. So I might now move this to there and then put that there, I think. That looks better. But at the time, the only reason I've adjusted that is because that's pushed up, but you don't quite know. I mean, it is clearly congested, so it does make it more risky. Where's my rhythmics shut down? See, it depends how you've got that. If you had that there, maybe a bit of an overshoot there, so I'm a bit on the fence here. Let's get rid of it for a minute. Oh, it's a shame there wasn't a bit of a tail down here. There is a second entry long. I just don't like this at the moment. We've had 2 pushes up. This thing could just absolutely tank, couldn't it? Just looks like it's struggling to move up to me. This thing could come flushing down and we could end up going sideways. The thing is, if this does come flushing down, stops there and there. So I'm just going to leave that there for a minute because that's in my mind. So it's just keeping me out of a trade here. It's really moving slowly up, and that concerns me. Sometimes it's got a habit of dropping quickly. Just doesn't feel right to me, that. Can't get a channel I like really there. Let's see if this plays a part. It's just going up slow for me. I'd like to see a little bit of sideways. Well, I'll just see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. I've done 2 hours. So let's just put that on there. I'll let this sort itself out. I'll make a quick cup of tea. I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. What have I missed? Nothing really. So this is making me nervous. Trouble is when it goes like this, I worry this thing just goes like that. There's going to be one hell of a lot of longs in here. See, it worries me. This thing just has a quick drop. Trouble is, second entry long there worked. Second entry long there worked. Second entry long, is it going to work or is it going to screw you? Third time lucky. I just don't like what it's doing. I can't get it to fit in a nice channel. My gut feeling is this thing's just going to drop. Well, it's worrying me it's going to drop. I don't know. Maybe like that. There is a second entry long there. I'm just concerned here. That's all. I've just got. I don't know. I can't find a channel that I like. I'm worried here. It might be me being paranoid, just overthinking things. I have a tendency to doing that sometimes, but it's just the way I am. So I kind of can't change it. See if we get a higher low, might encourage me. Yeah, a couple of people saying they skip that, waiting for the higher low. I'm just not sure here. We could get a leg and a leg down here. I don't know. That just, I don't have to think about it now. I either like it or I don't, and that just rings alarm bells for me. My gut feeling this drops off and clears off some cobwebs. If you're in that trade there, that is not what you want to see. Let's see if it holds. I'll be surprised if it does. It may do. I just can't find a channel I like. It's kind of almost going up and sideways. I'm just getting rid of it for now, I think. Maybe draw it slightly different. Maybe that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. It just doesn't look right to me. trying to get up, but it seems to be struggling. So, I wonder if we're going to end up having something like that and a second leg up. We had such a big move down yesterday. Another leg will get us up here. So it's always possible. Sometimes when you see this, you think it can't go much higher, but certainly can. That would take us up right to this level. Well, in fact, more or less where yesterday's open. So we certainly can go quite a bit higher. Whether we will or not, I don't know. Just concerns me when it goes up like this in an odd zigzag pattern. It doesn't fit in a nice... Well, in all fairness, this didn't. It was a bit of an odd... I was constantly messing around with it, trying to get it to fit. So, channel break, new low. Let's just think small. So we've had a channel, a break. So, I don't know. This thing's just... Sorry if I'm yabbering on a bit. Let me have a drink of my tea. I'll keep my mouth shut for 5 minutes. This thing's just giving me the impression that it's going to drop. Stops there. Definitely going to be stops there. So it concerns me this thing's just going to crash through that and that. And then maybe go sideways. I don't know, a couple of legs up and then sideways. Would something like that work? Maybe. Trouble is, if you draw this, it can affect the way you think sometimes, can't it? Mm. I'll tell you what, we could have this big push up. We could have 2 legs back. That's what I'm thinking. This thing looks like it's struggling to me. I'd like to see another leg back. Something like that. That's what my gut feeling tells me. 2 legs back. So I think that's vulnerable and all that's vulnerable. So for me, this thing's likely to come down. Once it gets below there, and especially there'll be a ton of liquidity around here, my gut feeling is this comes down for another leg. We're clearly struggling at the moment to get up. And if you want to buy again, really, you'd be thinking round about here somewhere, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to buy here with all this liquidity sat here waiting to get picked off. That's my personal thoughts anyway. So I didn't think, I was expecting a drop here. I didn't think we'd get up this high. So there's going to be liquidity, second entry long there. I dare say people will be buying there and they'll be buying here. So this for me is likely to just drop. That's my prediction. Let's see. See if I'm full of shit or not. I don't know whether it will or not, but I don't know. It just worries me when it's struggling to get up and sometimes it'll flush down. And looking at the bigger picture, leg up, correction, and then whatever else after. So once it gets down below here, this will be the next target. And once it gets down below here, I suppose down here, realistically. Okay, a little bit lower. I just can't see a channel I like there. It's just a little bit all over the place. Down we go. Let's get below there. After this push up above the EMA, you'd expect buyers in and around here, wouldn't you? But then we've had 2 legs and then it started to pull back. So for me, this has got to clear out this at least. But I'm thinking leg and a leg on a bigger picture. Okay, that's cleared out. Stops there and there, I think. Trouble is sometimes you can get that focused on pushing up and going long, and I've done it myself. And you'd be buying second entry long trades like that thinking this has got to go long. So as it pushes up, comes down and stop you out and you think, there we go, 2 legs down, another long, this thing's got to go up. It triggers you, comes down, stops you out. I've been in that position before where you're convinced this thing's going to push up, and every time you're jumping in along here, triggers you, stops you out, jumping in along here, triggers you, stops you out, or you're moving, you stop, and moving, you stop, and moving, you stop. Before you know it, your account's gone. I've done it so many times, so I just never assume anymore. And the slower this thing goes up, it's not going up nice and smoothly to me. We have a big rush, and then we have a pullback almost as much. So sometimes just this isn't enough after a big thing. So I'd like to see a couple of legs. It's so easy to get that focused on. We've got to make a new high, we've got to make a new high. And every time we get something that resembles a trade, you're going long and getting trapped. So let's see how far this thing gets down. I'd still like to see it come down a bit further. Another repeat pattern from the previous first leg, yeah. It is, yeah. Looks like a channel and a quick drop overshoot. Just looking at Penguin, see if he's looking at this as a, there's two legs back. Yeah, he kind of is. That was an older one. We got a new one, 302. Hopefully we should get another one, another message from... I get messages from Penguin, the Penguin guy. This is the type of thing he looks for. Mind you, this is quite a big move, but we got a clearly a push up. 2 attempts to go lower. If this gets down close to this and pushes strong above the EMA at the moment, it's comfortably under the EMA. But if we can get down to at least here, and we can get a move up above that EMA, and get that's the type of trade, then I'll be looking to go long, because then after these 2 pushes lower, or these 2 attempts to push the market lower, and then a strong move up once we've got close to it. I mean, this could be enough for a couple of legs. But I'd like to see that move above the EMA and then for it to hold, and then I'd be looking for something long there. In fact, look on this channel. Just got to get down a little bit lower. In fact, I think there's a holiday coming up soon, isn't there? I think there's a US holiday coming up soon. I know you've got, is it November the 25th or something? Is it Independence Day? I was looking something earlier. Oh, Thanksgiving, yeah. I thought it was something like that. Maybe a second entry short here. I'd like to see this come down here a bit more, but I'm just going to sit tight. I think at the moment it's closed above the EMA anyway, which is good. So, mm. So it'll be interesting to see what trading's going to be like next week with election week, isn't it? Is it Tuesday, I think? Yeah, Tuesday's the 5th. So it'd be interesting to see what Monday and Tuesday will be like. I'm guessing Tuesday may be a bit quieter. I suppose a lot of people will be going to the polls, won't they? So I believe you guys in the US move back an hour. I believe early hours of Sunday morning, so I'm assuming Monday is going to be back to normal time. I'm trading an hour early at the moment, 1:30 UK time. I believe it goes it forward for us. You guys go back, I believe, don't you, early hours of Sunday morning? Trouble is that kind of looks like a bear flag, doesn't it? Good drop. having said that, depending on how you look at this, there is an overshoot there, which normally leads to a correction or an outright reversal. Now, after these two legs down, I'm expecting prices to come up here, but I'd like them to come down a bit lower, so I'm just sitting tight at the moment. I'd still like to come further down before I think about going long. I am wondering whether we may end up going sideways here a little bit. It does look like a bear flag. Down, up, and down. I'd like to come down at least to here somewhere, just to at least add a couple of decent legs down, and if it bounces around about here somewhere, then I may be looking for longs, but at the moment it's just too dangerous to go long. A leg and a leg. Where would that take us to? I'd like to see something like that down to this level. Well, we've actually kind of had that, then a leg and then down, so maybe it is more like that. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt there. Okay, that's interesting. That's the way down, I'd have said. It's just such a big bar, though. It's 16 ticks. Slide down, correction. I still expect this to come down here. Whether it is a channel like that, I don't know. Second entry long. Maybe we trigger that and get a failure. Yeah, my gut telling me this is coming down. Just slowing down now, isn't it? Mind you, it is lunchtime, isn't it, in the US? Certainly on the east side. Market's real slow today. I mean, it started off great, didn't it? We had that good strong push up, but to me, this is looking like a couple of legs down, and hopefully we may get a rally in the afternoon. But we've had such a big push down, haven't we? And we got election week next Tuesday, so I wouldn't be surprised if we end up, getting up close to here by the end of the day. Leg up, correction, and then a big move up later. I would not be surprised. So depending on where that comes, but that will get us up to this area. So it'd be interesting to look later, find out how far we got. I'd still like to see that come down just a little bit more, but regardless whether you think there's an overshoot there, we had a break of it and we have made a new low, so that may be low enough. That may encourage some buyers in. Just can't really trade this stuff. I was tempted there, but it was just too big. I was expecting to break these lows here, which we did, but it was like 16 ticks. Not easy trading day for me. It's not. You see that big move up and you think, well, yeah, loads, but there really wasn't. This was early, sort of pre-market, which was choppy. Then we had a couple of legs down. There was no way in there, really, right the way up. Then we had the news, and then look, straight up again. In my opinion, you can't take either of those. And then up again, it's not easy. It just keeps going and going and going. And then you've got this, and then two legs out the bottom, and then it's worming its way up. That was one that I ummed and ahed about, but I left it because I wasn't sure about it. It was a doji. It was a second entry long, but it's quite wicky and it is a little bit congested, so you don't know it's going to do that. It could have triggered you. I had a sort of a channel down here. Why does it do that the first time you use it? I had a channel down here, something like that. So we could have had a leg sideways, trap some longs out of the leg, which is why I left that. There was a second entry there, but this has had two pushes. I don't know, maybe an overshoot. So I think if you think you've got an overshoot, you've got to avoid the next long. But I'm not a fan of that channel. I couldn't get it to fit nice. So sometimes you're best off staying out of it if something doesn't feel right or look right. So this is interesting now. So depending on what you've got here, we had a break of it and then a new low, and this seems to be pushing up nice and strong now. So there's always the chance that we haven't had much in the way of ranging today, so it's pretty much been a trending day today, but there's always a possibility we could, if there's a bit of uncertainty about are we going to get up or are we going to get down, we may get something, a little bit of ranging for a while, but it kind of looks a bit edgy, this market. I'm sort of feeling uncomfortable trading it. Nothing, it's not as clear. Push up, one leg down. It's hard to say. We could push this down, a couple of legs to get up. We could push down, break that, and get close to that measured move. So I'm not in a hurry to go long here or short just yet, because we have had that move up. You've got a touch here, touch here, touch here. So it could be the top of a range, but I'm just not ready to trade just yet. I check seems we can trade evals like we all. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, you can trade evals any old way. I trade them aggressively. The only trouble is you do lose a lot. And it has been extended, this offer. Don't ask me to what, but I know I got one a year earlier and I got it for $30 odd. So I haven't seen anything from Apex yet, but sometimes they will just extend it and they won't tell you. I haven't had any emails either. Usually I'll get an email. I've had nothing as yet. Nothing. So if we are struggling to get up, this thing could come down. We've had this push down. It could be one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, and this thing could come down. I'd like to see it come down to this area. So it is kind of two legs up, isn't it? It is sort of penguin style, I think. See if that pushes below the EMA. I think for me that's a good indicator that this is going to come to the bottom. So if you got in there, depending on how it finished, put your stop there, you'd be out before the bottom. So leg down, two pushes up, which fails. If it does, if it closes below that EMA, this may come down, but that's just my penguin style thingy. It's actually closed on the EMA, so whether he would avoid that or not, I don't know. But if he did get in there or something, plenty of space at the bottom, stop above there. So interesting to see what happens there. So overshoot. Often after an overshoot, you get a correction. That to me looks like a correction. And as that's pushed down quite considerably. Yeah, it is. It is larger. Yeah, you have to size down, really. I did it for a while and I went down to one contract. Yeah. Beauty is if it works, you're going for 1-to-1, so you usually get a decent size move. Sometimes they're very straightforward, the setups. Other times not so straightforward. There is kind of a. I like the ones where, when you have a break like this type of thing, we push up. We have two legs down and a strong push up. But sometimes he'll have a break, 2 pushes up, and that'll bring it down as well. So there are some more advanced trades, but he started trading Pats and then found it difficult. So he kind of came up with this, and it just goes to show you, if you sit around these charts long enough, you do notice things. And we know the market likes to move in two, so we had this move down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. When it pushes through that EMA, usually in closes, it's an indication we're going to continue down to retest these areas. So push down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. If that's going to continue up, you'd expect it to hold above that EMA. But if it does push through the EMA and close down, he'll hold down here, often then he'll either get in depending on there, or he'll put a limit order and expect it to come back a little bit before it comes down again. I've had good results in October trading 1 point. Yeah, you haven't. You have noticed a lot of days you're finishing early with a couple of trades under your belt. Yeah, I think if you're a good enough trader, do you just go straight for a point, or do you have a runner, Jan? I think if you're a good enough trader, you can make it work. The slight downside to it is if you do take a trade that's maybe 3.5 points with a tick above, tick below, theoretically it could wipe out 4 winning trades. That's the problem I had with it. But if you're a consistent enough trader, you know, I think you can make it work. But it's not for everyone. I couldn't bring myself to do a point. But the good thing is, I mean, if you know, if you can get in right on the nail, you really haven't got to go that far to make a couple of trades. If you can get a couple of trades a day, it's a couple of $100 a day trading 2 contracts. Yeah, I think everyone's got their own slight way. This sort of the comfort area, and the 3 points is comfort to me. I take a lot less trades, not necessarily because I go for 3 points. I just don't see any trades really for me personally. So, you know, whether that'll change, no runner. I don't set my stop loss accordingly in Mac. I often just 8 tick. Yeah, I mean, when Mac sort of started teaching this, if you look back on some of his older videos, you could have a tick above, tick below. A lot of times it was only a 1.5, 1.75. But, you know, in this day and age, it's different. See, at the moment, if you look at the ATRs, 2.75 points. So an average risk with a tick above, tick below is 3.25 points. So 3.25 points plus commissions. If you've won 4 trades, you know, that's sort of 4 points. And if you're risking a 3.25 points with commissions, you more or less wiped out 4 trades. So you've really got to know what you're doing. I'm not capable of trading that well, I don't think, which is why I tend to wait for more obvious trades and then just, you know, go for that straightforward 3 points. When I see, if you get a real obvious trade, they really move well. So that's done what I was hoping it would do. 2 pushes up, push below that EMA. If you got in there as a penguin trade, in fact, I'm waiting for an email just to see whether he took that, but I'd expect him to take that. 2 clear pushes up. My only issue I have with that is that first time it pushed below the EMA but closed on it, and then we came up. But when we had that second push, you know, usually I think he'd wait for a bar to close, and that really didn't give you a chance. It went down across, so you're kind of out. But when that push back up, when that started to come down, if you put a limit order down there, you'd be in and out of it relatively quick. But I want to see this measured leg or as close to it as I can before I even consider this thing going back up. So on a bigger picture for me, we got a leg up, 2 attempts to go lower. So if this now from down here starts working up relatively strongly, then my gut is it's going to look for this high from here. Whether it'll be later when the speed tends to pick up, doesn't it? So if I look on the 10,000 tick chart, the thing is I'm loading about 17 days, aren't I? So it's taking a while. Yeah, let's just load 3 days for now. Let's see if that speeds things up. Yeah, that's a bit quicker. So yeah, it's a little bit more obvious there. So channel up, leg, leg. This leg obviously broken into two, and then up some more. I mean, we had such a big move down here. Push up, 2 attempts to go low, and then up. So it's just like a leg up with a correction and a leg up. And often Mac will say that's usually the centre of the move. So if this is decent enough, I wouldn't be shocked if we were up around here by the end of the day, even maybe a bit higher. But push up, there's a correction there. 2 legs as well. That's near on a measured move, that is. So from there to there, it's not far away. It's a few ticks, isn't it? What's that, a point maybe? So leg, 2 pushes up and a leg. So this may be from where it pushes. So break new low. So it'll be interesting to see whether that is the bottom. It's close enough, unless it comes down, triggers that first one out and hits that there. But my gut feeling is this is kind of where it moves up from. It's just 2 legs down, really, on a bigger chart, isn't it? Not only that, it's a little bit of a range there. You could call that failed breakout. See if we get a higher low. But off, you know, sometimes when you get that first green bar, often it will trigger, come down, stop it out, you know, and hit a level, and then up it goes. So we've broken those lows anyway. But that, you know, I suppose there's always a chance it could be a bigger range, but we're at the bottom of that there. So see if we get a higher low here. Where's the EMA? We're not back to the EMA yet.
Order submitted.
Here. That's no good.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, there is a higher low on the next chart. Very tempting, that is, but there's not much room to the EMA. So I'm just going to stay out of this, I think. There is always a possibility we are working down, but I'm not so sure at the moment. My gut feeling is this is going to push up. Possible second entry short, or we're going to trap some shorts. There is still space down here, see, so there's still some room down there. And there's likely to be some stops there, so How you done, are you? Yeah, you have a nice weekend too, Jan. I'll see you next week, buddy. I can trade without you talking. I can't trade without me talking. Sorry, I thought you said I can. I can't. You're going to have to talk to my wife for me, bud. Trouble is, when you are straight or trading, it can be very quiet and it's quite a solitary business, isn't it, trading? And you spend a lot of time. So having a little bit of a chat about something and ideas and just a little bit of chit chat here and there, I think sometimes just makes the day go a bit easier. It certainly helps me. I'm quite a vocal person. I tend to think out aloud. So talking about what I'm seeing, I think helps me a little bit. If it helps you as well, happy days. This market can't make up its mind, can it? We've definitely had 2 pushes anyway. We got very close to a measured move there, but we've got to get above here quite strongly yet because there's no guarantees for the past 20 minutes. Yeah, that EMA's crept up a little bit now. Sorry, the ATR's crept up a little bit. It's around 3 points at the moment. So leg down, 2 legs back, leg down. So my thought process now is on a bigger time frame, push up, and that'll just be a pullback. So I'm guessing it's more likely going to push up. Considering how much of a drop we had yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing rallies at some point. Trouble is, I always keep my options open because sometimes you can get that focused on it going in a certain direction. You're only looking for longs. At the moment, this is showing me it's just going sideways and it can't make its mind up. I would have liked to have just pushed down, taken that one out, bounced here, and then started to pull strong because I dare say if you're going to buy this, you know, for me, if I was just going to outright buy this, I'd probably have an order below here somewhere. You know, if I was convinced this thing was going up. You know, we've kind of bounced there, and we're bouncing here. So in all intents and purposes, it's a triple test, really. We've bounced, and bounced. So, you know, you naturally think third time lucky we get a push up, but we've broken below there and we had a big strong bar, but it's sort of going a bit sideways. We've had a channel with a break at a new low, so that's played out. But it depends how finicky people are about getting to this measured move. Often these measured moves work out right to the tick. They don't always. But does that come below there? Does it? It comes right at that. So, and if you look, take that back a bit more. There's support there. So, you know, it's nice to think we know where the market's likely to go. But it's just a gut feeling sitting here, you know, every day for 4 years and watching. And often we do get that type thing, 2 moves. But until we get above there and this thing's looking strong again, I don't really want to buy. Getting dark here in the UK now. We've gone back that hour. It's nearly dark out there now. What time is it? 5 to 5. Darker nights are drawing in now. I do believe we may be lucky enough to see the Northern Lights again tonight. I had a little ping on my phone earlier. Let me have a look. Where is it? Aurora Watch. Let's have a look. Okay, maybe not. Unlikely. Okay, let's see that push just below there and hit that measured move. Let's move this out of the way a bit. This to me doesn't look like it's working down, as in reversing. It looks to me like two legs because we've come down in odd looking zigzags, same kind of way we went up. So I've tried to draw a bigger channel. I mean, you could do that, break new low. I've tried that just to see if anything may fit. Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, it is a leg down, two legs up and a leg down. That's better. That's what I wanted. So it doesn't strike me as a reversal. It's more just a pullback on a bigger scale. So we've hit that measured move right to the tick now. Literally to the tick. So let's see if we get that move up. Still blows my mind how accurate this thing can be. Let's have a look. We're right there. We're right there. We're right there. Boom. Right on it. Now there may be a bit of liquidity here, so we may just get a little push below there. We'll see. So yeah, I think that was a nice penguin trade there. Leg down, clearly two attempts to push up. The only bit that put me off that was after that bar closed, we immediately pushed back up, but then we came down again. So, you know, if he got in there, suppose if you get in there as that starts to push down, maybe somewhere there, you're out at the bottom there, more or less. I usually get an email from him with his charts every now and again. Nothing yet. $3 was the last one. So nice correction, measured move. Channel break, new low. Would you take a higher low here? Tempting. Okay, so possibly trapping some shorts here. I don't want to automatically get edged in case this market does continue down. My gut feeling is it isn't. We've had a channel with a break and a new low right at that measured move. So this would be the natural, place, takeoff, sort of launch pad, whatever you want to call it. But I don't want to just assume that. I'd rather wait. Well, I think I'd rather wait for a failure above that EMA. But same again, it just doesn't seem strong enough at the moment. Just doesn't seem to be enough buyers in here really pushing that up. Hmm. Nice to get a failure, trap some shorts. Okay, excuse me, just for 1 minute. Sorry about that. I've just poured myself a nice double Lafroig. Thought I'd have one of those on a Friday. Cheers, everyone. So there is a possible measured leg down there, so it may go a bit lower. Clear out this. It could always be reversing as well. That's always possible. Okay, we broke below there. Now let's see what happens. So, channel break, 1, 2 pushes to a new low. Okay, that's cleared some of that. Is that measured move now? That's what I mean. You quite never know where this thing's going to go. I always keep an open mind now. Don't get too focused. I just wanted to give that measured move. Now what's going on? Yeah, this market's got other ideas, I think. Okay, there's that measured leg and a leg. That's interesting. So, and testing those overnight highs as well. So, let's have a look. Yeah, interesting. So, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. It's very easy to get focused on a certain direction, but we have had a perfect measured move, a leg down, a nice correction, leg down, and Mac will say this is often the middle of the move. So we've had a full move down there. So there's a higher low there.
Order submitted.
Let's see how big this gets first. There may be a larger downtrend. It doesn't look to me like it though. It just looks like a leg, and a leg. I'd rather wait for a failure or something. I don't want just going to take that one. Although I don't think it's a bad trade. It's clearly a higher low. It's 14 ticks out. It's just too big, that. See if we can get a push up and a failure. I like the context. Perfect measured leg. If that wasn't as big, if that was 12 or under, I'd have taken that one. It was just too big. And you couldn't have got it on a limit order either, unfortunately. I like the way it's bounced off overnight highs, which is interesting. Push up, leg and a leg, leg and a leg. I think ups. I mean, look at this. That's a shame, isn't it? I was tempted. It was just too big for me. Sorry about the barking, if you can hear it. I'd like to know what Discord... this one here, bud. Thomas Wade's. That one there. I like it. Thomas Wade's on a break at the moment, but he constantly posts his charts every 3 to 5 minutes. So there's another one. So there's another one. So there's some good traders in here. Marco's in here. Thomas Wade's in here. Taylor's in here. So that's what I like. It does cost about, I think it's about $90 for every 3 months. Shame that worked perfectly straight away. So the context is nice, too clear. We got a leg down, beautiful correction, and a leg down. Perfect measured move. You're welcome, mate, anytime. Perfect measured move down. Cleared out a lot of this, and I wouldn't be shocked if we're right up here by the end of the day. I don't even think we're going to get a second entry. Let me just take off. Second entry long. Come on, or a failure or something. Come on. That's a shame. If it wasn't so big, I'd have had a go at that. Ooh, I'll be worth some points, that will.
Order cancelled.
No. Okay, I think I'm done for today, folks. Done 3 hours and 45 minutes. Quite a long day for me. So nothing today. It's not been the easiest days. It kind of looks like it is, but unfortunately there's not been a lot of setups. So I will leave you guys to it. So interesting week next week. We've got election week. Elections on Tuesday, so it'll be interesting to see what the markets are like at the beginning of the week. But look, appreciate the comments. Appreciate you hanging out with me. And have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I'll catch up with you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.